The world of Avatar that James Cameron and his team at Lightstone brought to life is epic in so many ways. It's brimming with life, it's bioluminescent at night, and it's majestic in scale as it is rich in details.
The new Avatar movie is out there in the wild. It broke some records like the first one did. I absolutely loved it. It's filled with so much passion. There's so much to the world, the characters, the animals, the enemies, and so on. And so you just have to be excited for its upcoming open world action game, which just received a ton of exciting details through a leak. Even though it is being created by Ubisoft, and Ubisoft has had quite the bad track record recently, well, I still have extremely high hopes, and for once in a really long time, it seemed the studio, even more so the actual studio working on this Avatar game, which are called Massive, are said to be really taking great care of this IP. Not only because they have to redeem themselves a little bit, I'm talking about Ubisoft, but because James Cameron has just confirmed that he is making sure this new game follows the core of Avatar and doesn't stray away to try and make new things in the name of Ubisoft's agenda and messages. He's looking at every little bit of the game to make sure it goes in the right direction. And as I said earlier, well, this upcoming game received a pretty huge leak from an industry insider that was recently right concerning other gaming leaks, so we never know. He might be right with this Avatar leak, so let's get into it right away. Now, first of all, quick little official description of what you're getting into. Avatar Frontiers of Pandora is a first-person action-adventure game that brings to life the alluring world of Pandora with all of its beauty and danger in an immersive, open-world experience. In this new standalone story, you'll play as a Na'vi and embark on a journey across the western frontier, a never-before-seen part of Pandora, and explore a living and reactive world inhabited by unique creatures and new characters, and push back the formidable RDA forces that threaten it. Okay, so let's get into the leak, but take this again with a grain of salt. The leaker starts off by saying the shooting mechanics in the game feels very nice. One thing to remember is avatars do have weapons. They get these by ambushing humans or simply stealing them in different places. Maybe he's also talking about the shooting mechanic with a bow, but let's continue on. In this game's combat, you'll use the creatures of Pandora to help you, just like in the movies, where you can influence them and use them both in land and in flight. You can tame them, which is an awesome feature, and I cannot wait to see this if it is true. The game is fully open world with tons of locations to explore in a unique world never seen before again in Avatar. However, there's gonna be no traditional quest markers. Instead of leading you straight to the objective, it leads you to a small area in which you'll need to explore to find what you need, which in my opinion is much better. It kind of reminds me of Ghost of Tsushima, where your quest isn't just standing there waiting for you. He also goes on to say quests are less like go here and do this, but more like figure it out yourself. I guess we'll need to find things and maybe talk to some people to know more about the quest itself, which is great. In the game you can loot stuff and crafting is present too, he says, like pretty much every Ubisoft game, so no surprise here. He continues on to say, as it is expected of most Ubi games, it looks fantastic. Although he's seen bugs too, let's hope they don't make it into the final product, he says. Pandora sure needs to look beautiful, no doubt about that. Says the world changes after doing some activities throughout the game. You'll notice that after returning to previously visited areas. Everything will be influenced by your actions. Finally, the game has a full-on dynamic weather cycle with different temperatures and storms and so on. Creatures don't fly in stormy weather, for example, and characters react to it too. James Cameron want to make sure the story of this game aligns with the universe and movies, and they respect them. They cannot do something that conflicts with their stories, they said. For the games, that means setting the action outside or around the movie's storyline. Frontiers of Pandora, which is a game, takes place in the western frontiers. That's not somewhere that they've gone before. It takes place in the time frame after Avatar: The Way of Water opens, but before the 1-year time cut in the movie. For more on this game, like the video right now and subscribe.